Brian, looking at a bit of a two-sided market here going into the holiday. Position squaring, or what's going on?
Yeah, we'll get a little bit of support out of that soybean export sale this morning. Not a ton, but we had been hearing rumors over the weekend that China had bought some beans from the U.S. and finally received that confirmation this morning. So good to see that. There's just not a lot of upside potential here for corn, soybeans at this point in time. The most bullish thing for corn right now is the fact that farmer selling is slow and basis levels are tight, and we're seeing the carry from December out into July about as narrow as it's been this entire year. We may be getting a little bit of cash movement here in the last day, but that spread has gone from 37, 38 to 18, 19 cents since August and September started harvest. So it tells you that the basis levels are tight, continuing to remain tight with the lack of carry or the market taking the carry out of it. It wants the product today. And there's been a little bit of farmer selling, but that's really the most positive thing for the corn market. We have big crops being grown in South America right now, and that really has the trade attention, especially as we go into December. Turn the calendar to December. That's the key growing period, is December and early January for a lot of corn and soybean crops in South America, and that's going to be the difference maker, I think, this year. Is if we have that good growing conditions in December, we're going to struggle for any rally attempts and probably look back and think, why didn't I sell more early in the year? Why didn't I sell the 2025 crop? Because we just can't afford to have back-to-back big crop years here in the U.S. and in South America. We'll have too much supply.
Yeah, especially the two in their weather forecast. That 2 week almost looks ideal.
Yeah, it really does, and that's the issue. And so the fact that we're holding on to some small gains here is probably just more of a seasonal tendency than anything going into Thanksgiving. Markets normally mirror what happens on Friday. They're pretty good if we can close higher today. Pretty good chance we'll have a higher close on Friday, but it just doesn't look like very exciting trade with just a few penny gains.
Sure. The wheat complex, and that just lower on good weather?
Yeah, I think so. Usually when you see a big drop in the dollar like we're seeing today, you get some positive movement out of the wheat. And we're not seeing any of that type of action. In fact, silver is not doing much either. It's sharply lower today, despite that big drop in the U.S. dollar index. Yeah, we just have two nice of conditions in the U.S. We started off with really dry conditions, but the crop ratings improved dramatically as we went through October and November because of good rains. And just lack of exports and lack of export demand is going to be a tough hill for the wheat market to overcome.
How about livestock? What's happening there?
Well, I think we're seeing positioning for some higher cash trade. We have some 189 offers in the Southern Plains, which would be $2 better. Haven't really seen any bids yet, and maybe they come, late Thursday afternoon, Thursday night into Friday. We should start to see some, but I fully expect $1 to $2 higher cash trade, and you can see December moving up to 188 range, positioning for at least $1 higher trade. We've seen a lot of buying interest this week because of the Mexico border being shut to imports from Mexico. That should, in theory, reduce the number of cattle on feed. So in theory, we should be moving prices higher in an effort to find a price level that will kind of not stimulate demand, but maybe slow that demand down.
All right. Anything else we should be aware of?
Yeah, the delivery period is going on today, so we've seen a massive roll out of the December contracts. Last Friday, I think it was like 291,000 contracts, and now we're below 90,000 contracts left in December. So a massive amount of rolling, and that's produced a little bit of weakness against the December as longs rolled out of that month. But deliveries go into effect tonight, so people really need to pay attention that they're not still long December grain contracts, especially something like wheat where there could be heavy deliveries.
Okay, very good. Thanks much, Brian. Appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving.